Hippos are considered the world's deadliest large land mammal. These beasts have one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom, 500 people per year in Africa. Now, imagine the constant terror they cause other animals in the wild. Let's get right into it as we count down the most amazing hippo attacks caught on camera. 1. Hippo versus buffalo. This group of buffaloes are going about their daily lives until a hippo showed up. They were not too bothered, but this particular buffalo decided to do something different. He decided to confront the hippo, but the hippo is about to prove to him that he has a higher sense of attack by opening his mouth very wide and showing off its bite. This hippo's mouth is wide enough to fit the whole head of the buffalo. Instead, the buffalo was expecting a head-to-head attack, not a head-biting attack from the hippo. The hippo has had enough and charged toward him. When the buffalo realized his head was about to be swallowed up, he quickly ran for his life. 2. Angry hippo crushes an antelope. This one is bizarre and twisted. This pack of African wild dogs were attacking an antelope, and despite other wild dogs joining in the attack, they were struggling until this hippo got fed up with this ugly sight and ran towards the wild African dogs. And luckily for the little antelope, he was rescued and free to go. But things turned bad as he got stuck in the mud. A little later, the wild dogs returned to attack the antelope again, since he was still stuck in the mud. It was at this point that the hippo got tired of everything around him, and since they were all disturbing and invading his territory, he turned towards the little antelope he just saved and crushed him to death with his mouth. Just like that, the hippo walked away angrily, leaving the dead antelope for the wild dogs to finish and clear up. 3. Hippo versus bull shark. On a good warm day on a safari trip, these tourists are witnessing something special. The hippos were in the water, then suddenly, a bull shark came out of nowhere. The hippos quickly responded with a fight and used their heavy jaws to crush the shark without giving any room for chances. Despite the fact that the shark caught the hippos by surprise, their quick reaction made them jump towards it and crushed it down. 4. Zebra and hippo. Here, some group of zebras were crossing a river when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a hippo jumped right out of the water on this zebra. As you can see, other zebras are making their way to the other side of the river. But this zebra has been bitten severely and struggled from the pain of the injury. 5. Lion versus hippo. These lions have been starving for days, and they need food urgently, and suddenly, a hippo came around. This is their only opportunity to get food. This is going to be a contest of size and numbers. Out of desperation, the lion went for an attack. With caution, the hippo ran away. The lion jumped on the hippo, but the hippo is too big and strong to be stopped. The lions are relying on their numbers, but just a bite won't do anything to the hippo. Without any warning, the hippo went for a strike by biting the head of another lion, piercing through the lion's tough skin. He hung on to the bite and brought the lion down. Other lions could only watch helplessly. This proves that lions aren't always the kings of the jungle. Sometimes it's the hippos. 6. Crocodile versus hippo. This crocodile went into the wrong pool. The unwanted animal made almost 60 hippos so angry that they all pounced on it at once. The crocodile tried as much as he could to get out by wiggling around, but the hippos jumped at it. How can this poor crocodile survive this encounter? The jaw of one hippo alone is more powerful than the crocodile, and there are over 60 of them. At this point, it seems the crocodile is dead, and maybe has been swallowed up even. But watch closely, this crocodile's still moving and desperately trying to get out alive. Once he managed to get himself out of their jaws, he quickly swam away, leaving the hippos confused. 7. Impala. An impala is stuck in the mud. He tries everything, but nothing is working. It just escaped from this lion, who is still waiting for an opportunity. While the impala was sinking, a hippo arrives, but not to rescue the poor animal. Hippos don't like anyone entering their territory, and this time the impala is in its territory, just as the lion is still waiting around the edge of the muddy river and hoping for a miracle. The hippo goes towards the impala, despite the fact that it could even move. He snapped and crushed it with his jaw. The hippo flung it around in the mud to express his unhappiness. The animal was left to die with its last few breaths left in it, and the lion doesn't seem too happy either. 8. Rhino. A rhino came to have a drink when he encountered this hippo. The hippo is trying everything to ask the rhino to leave, but the rhino is ignoring these gentle warnings. The hippo tried again, yet the rhino wouldn't move. Suddenly, this turned into a full-blown fight, and another hippo joined in to support. Yet the rhino ignored and was ready to fight. What happened next was unexpected. The hippo looked around, sort of saying, "Don't blame me for whatever happens next." In less than a few seconds, he opened his mouth very wide to allow his incisors to fully come out and pierce it straight into the head of the rhino. It went so deep, even the rhino struggled to pull it out and left the rhino unconscious instantly. 9. Wild dogs. These dogs chased a young impala into the water. It was hopelessly swimming from side to side, desperate to find an exit strategy. This started to annoy the massive hippo, who tried to nudge the young antelope through the water. After facing down a charge from the increasingly aggressive hippo, one of the darling dogs leapt into the dam to try and retrieve their prey. Now, the young impala was exhausted and began to sink beneath the water. It was all too much for the hippo, who scared the dog off the kill and flung the carcass back over its shoulder. Defeated, the dogs could only watch on as it sank to its death at the bottom of the dam. 10. Crocodile, cow, and hippo. When these cows came to have a drink in this crocodile-infested water, they knew the danger. So it was not a surprise when the cow was attacked by a crocodile and dragged it straight into the water as other cows watched helplessly. The big cow has totally got submerged into the river. But watch what happens next. Out of nowhere, a hippo came, not to rescue the cow, but to snatch the cow away from the jaws of the crocodile, leaving the croc to run away also for its own life. Minutes later, the hippo came back to finish up the cow. 11. Elephant. This elephant found itself in the middle of the group of hippos. The hippo behind the elephant is trying to bite its tail, but the elephant wiggled its tail off. Determined, the hippo continued. It seems this hippo is more interested in biting its tail than attacking this elephant. Other hippos are giving away for the elephant, but the one behind is not giving up until the elephant gave him a kick in the mouth, telling him to go find something to do, and without delay, he did. 12. Hippo and a car. This man was driving on the road. Then suddenly, a hippo showed up from nowhere. The hippo quickly ran towards the oncoming vehicle and smashed his head and body into it, leaving the driver panicking and afraid. With that shock, the hippo smashed his head the second time. The hippo damaged the car severely, but the driver was at least happy he survived and able to take the picture of his car. 13. Hippo and a boat. This group of tourists in a boat were enjoying the sight and view of the sea until they encountered a group of hippos. The tourist was still enjoying the sight and taking pictures of the hippo when the hippos got fed up of them. This particular hippo caused chasing the boat, and immediately the boat started moving faster, and the more the hippo chased them until he couldn't catch them. The next hippo continued the chase, and the tourists began to panic and even moved faster. 14. Safari tourist. This hippo ran towards the tourist vehicle head-on. The driver saw the danger and sped off quickly. The hippo was not in the mood to run after them either. He had achieved what he wanted, which is to tell them to go away. 15. Hippos as animal fact. Run out of sunblock? You could grab some from a friendly hippo. Hippos actually secrete a reddish, oily liquid, which looks a bit like pink sweat, which acts as a sunblock for their lazy water bathing. It's also a moisturizer and an antibiotic to keep them healthy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe so you never miss out on any of our animal attack videos.